Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Nerd Den here once again, and in today's video I am going to be doing my top 5 theories for Revolution of the Daleks, because since the episode was originally announced and all the way leading to release, there is less than a week to go now, 6 days at the time of this video going live, and then we've got Revolution of the Daleks at 6:45 UK time in the evening on BBC One, so very excited indeed. And yeah, I'm going to be doing a little rundown of these 5 theories that I think are very likely to happen now that we've had the trailer and that we know certain plot details about the episode from all the promotional and marketing material. So without further ado, let's discuss these theories. So, number 1, I'm going to get the obvious one out of the way, is that Captain Jack is finally going to meet the Doctor in this episode. Now, this is basically being confirmed by John Barrowman anyway, but essentially, yeah, we will see Captain Jack Harkness meet the 13th Doctor, played by Jodie Whittaker. Yeah, I think it's very obvious that it's going to happen, and we don't know how it's going to happen. I assume that Captain Jack's going to be the one that's going to break the 13th Doctor out of prison, alongside Yaz and I guess Ryan and Graham. But yeah, the 13th Doctor is going to return to Earth, presumably in like the final act of the episode, essentially, like the last few bits of the episode, and that's how they're going to meet. And I reckon there's going to be that usual chemistry, a little bit of flirtation, but the genuine respect that Captain Jack has for the Doctor and the Doctor has for the Captain. So, yeah, it's kind of the most obvious one to go there. But yeah, I do think that Captain Jack is going to essentially meet the 13th Doctor for the first time. Very excited for that. And obviously, it's going to be very exciting because obviously their personalities, even though it seems like they are very different people, they are quite similar. And, I am very, very excited to see these two meet, finally, after so long. Captain Jack hasn't been in Doctor Who, apart from Fugitive of the Jadoon this year. He was last seen in Doctor Who in 2010's End of Time Part 2 on New Year's Day. So 11 years later, on New Year's Day 2021, he returns. So, yeah, very exciting indeed. Now, the next theory is that there is going to be a Dalek Civil War. It's been confirmed now that the Bronze Daleks are officially back. We've seen the Daleks also arrive on Earth in the release date trailer as well. So yeah, we've got that confirmation that the Bronze Daleks are back, and we know that the defense drone Daleks, the human-made Daleks, are going to turn evil at some point and turn against the humans. And I think that might somehow factor into these OG Daleks returning, or I think that could be how this episode is a sequel to Resolution. So I think it is going to happen. There is going to be a confrontation from behind the scenes as well. There was that filming leaked where the Bronze Daleks destroyed one of the new Daleks as well. So that could happen, but on a more grand scale. And yeah, basically the humans are going to be caught in the conflict. Similar to Doomsday when the Cybermen and the Daleks were going to war with each other. That would essentially be what happens. These Daleks are just going to start exterminating each other, and the humans are going to be caught in the conflict. And I reckon that will happen towards the end of the episode. But yeah, pretty exciting, and I think that's pretty likely as well. Now, for the third theory, there's not a lot to go off this, but I think this could actually happen. That Ryan dies in the episode. Tosin Cole will have his final episode, his final appearance in Doctor Who in this episode. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because there were leaks that Bradley Walsh was going to be turning up in Series 13, and he did show up in some casting calls as well for Series 13 alongside some returning directors. So I do think it is possible that he could become like a recurring character similar to Martha Jones in Series 4, and Wilfred Mott as well, Donna's grandfather in the special. So I do think it is very credible that Bradley Walsh's character will return, but what would make him stay on Earth? Perhaps the reason why he stays on Earth is because he loses his grandson. Yeah, that Brian dies during this Dalek War, or during the events of this episode, and that leads him to essentially taking time to grieve, because he's already lost Grace as well. That's kind of tragic. Well, very tragic indeed. And then this leads to him feeling even more grief, and he realises that spending time with the TARDIS isn't necessarily the best thing, because it's led to Grace's death in the first episode of the Chibnall era, and then obviously if Ryan dies as well, that he's going to be like, well, he needs time away from that. And I guess he might show up in like a few modern day based episodes in the following series, but he'll be very wary of the Doctor and Yaz being together, and it might lead to him perhaps turning on the Doctor. I don't know. It would be a very unique dynamic, obviously, if he ends up blaming the Doctor for Ryan's death. But the fact that the actor Tosin Cole hasn't been confirmed to be in Series 13 or hasn't been put on any casting calls does kind of suggest that this could potentially happen. And, well, it'll be a very dark turn indeed to see an actual companion death that is a proper death, and there's no, like, you know, happy ending for them, if you know what I mean. Not like Clara or Bill or anything like that. It's a permanent death by extermination. That is what Doctor Who needs. But yeah, the second to last theory would be some hints towards Series 13. Now, this could be a new story arc. It could be a continuation of The Timeless Child that I'll be getting onto in just 1 second. But yeah, I reckon there might be some lead on to the new season. And we have had confirmation that there is going to be a surprise ending. We've discussed what that could be. But, you know, if it is a Timeless Child thing, then yeah, it would probably set up that chapter of that story arc for Series 13. Perhaps we could have these monsters escape and the Doctor has to fight and recapture them for the Judoon or something like that in order for her to get rid of her prison sentence, perhaps. I don't know. But yeah, some pretty exciting stuff regardless. And yeah, I do think we will get like a setup to Series 13. And that, like, it's a cliffhanger that leads on to the first episode, maybe with the Sontarans showing up or something. It's, you know, it's not too far out there. Maybe the Weeping Angels are the first monsters to return in the first episode of Series 13. We don't know, but I don't expect there to be, like, a trailer or anything. It might just be a scene that sets up the first episode of Series 13. So, yeah, very exciting indeed. But this leads me on to the final theory, and that is that there is going to be a Timeless Child reference that has been kind of confirmed by certain producers of the show already. But yeah, don't expect that plot to suddenly disappear, because it is going to play a role in Series 13. And yeah, it looks like it's confirmed to be a part of Revolution of the Daleks, because that's the whole reason why the Doctor is in this lifetime imprisonment, is because of something that the Roof Doctor did with the division. So I expect there might be some explanation, maybe not a full explanation. I don't think it's going to completely take up the episode, but maybe the details of her imprisonment will be explained. Because let's be honest, the Judoon aren't just going to arrest her and not explain why she's been arrested and put away in a life sentence. So I do think that the reference that they are talking about will be the explanation to why the Doctor is being arrested. Maybe it could be some dark secret that the fugitive Doctor did, maybe killed innocents or something like that. I don't know. It could happen, and then maybe it'll get fully explained in the new series. But again, very exciting stuff, and I do believe that will be the reference for the Timeless Child. But yeah, thank you very much for tuning in today. If you have enjoyed, leave a like, rating, and subscribe for more nerdy content, and I will see you all on my next video. Goodbye for now.